Okay, hey, what's up? It's Lightning014 here, and I'm recording another Bridges video. Today we're doing another Bridges tips and tricks, and let's get started. So tip 1 is if you're on Warring Kingdoms, you should always get the food that's in the little garden space over here, because if you get the wheat, you can make bread, and the melons you can eat, and the potatoes you can smelt to make baked potatoes. And it's a nice food option. Okay, tip number 2 is going to be, just one sec. It's going to be, always go for the cows. If you see any cows, those are the best animal to kill for food because they give you armor, which you can make from the leather, and they give you, and their food does the most hunger points. Okay. Tip number 3 would be if you are low on resources and you don't have very much things for armor, then you always want to craft your chest plate first, because chest plates do the most amount of protection. And if you have the choice between making a helmet and boots, always go for boots, because for most armor pieces they do the same amount of protection, but they cost less resources. Next tip is if you're bomber, you always want to make a stone pickaxe, because that will ensure that you can get the ores that you're mining a lot easier. My next tip is always take the gold, because as of recently you can now mine gold with your stone pickaxe on bridges, and the same goes for diamonds, so that's pretty useful. So that means that you never have to make another iron pickaxe. Also, if you're making a sky base, you always want to build it at build limit if possible. And I'm not only talking about build limit that way, but also build limit that way. The next tip is always make 2 furnaces. 2 furnaces is useful because it halves the time it would take for you to get resources, or to smelt your resources. And my next tip is always use slabs if you're building things, or building passageways or things like that, or building a base, because not only if you put slabs on the bottom edge of a block, they will be more TNT resistant, but they also double the amount of building materials you have, as opposed to just using planks or normal cobblestone. So those are pretty useful. I have a couple more tips that I need a void base map for, so I'm going to get back to you in a second once I'm on a void base. Okay, and we're back, and my final couple of tips are, if you're on Skylands and you are bombering and you're trying to blow up the bridges, the trick is not to throw it in the middle of the thing right here. It's to throw it on the edges here, because these blocks are a lot less blast resistant than the slabs, so that will ensure that you can blow them up easier. Also, if you're on red team here, in this house here, if it would load for a second, there are all these handy dandy torches that no one is using and are useless, so go ahead and take them, and that'll give you some torches that you can use when you're mining. Another tip, if you're on a void base map, you can you can just go to the edge of the map and shift and then press F5, and see, you will find lots of ores that most people won't see. Like there's gold there, and there's some iron over there, and coal. So that's pretty useful. I have one more tip for Shroomlands. And my final tip is, if you're on Shroomlands, you do not want to take over this middle mushroom here. This one is not very easily defendable because it's in the middle of the map and there's all these little platforms underneath that make it really easy to build up to there and kill you from. So you're going to want to take over this mushroom, which is about the same size, but it's on the edge of the map, which means you'll see anyone who comes for you, and there aren't as many little platforms underneath that you can get attacked from. So that's it. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.